All right, welcome on to ChevTV's inaugural broadcast here at Las Vegas. I'm honored to be joined here in the booth by Austin Atkinson, and we're actually going to be doing something a little different. Why don't you go ahead and explain to the viewers exactly what we're doing here, Austin?
Basically, we're going to be doing a open qualifying session here, which we've seen in other leagues and some of the events that I myself have broadcast. My first trip back up into the booth in quite some time. Excited to be back up here. Calling the race in action, but basically we've got some admins here helping us out. Got to give a big thanks to Travis Penny and some of the guys, definitely G. Allen Lewis for helping out with some sponsorship here tonight. Those guys are going to be running the show down on the track, and well, they might even get out there and run a few laps. But we are going to start with the drivers with the slowest times in practice, and it looks like our first driver out. Don't know what exactly we're going to do with some of these guys that may have, looks like a couple of these guys left. We got a few that didn't run any practice laps, so we'll see if those guys are going to be running this event. If not, Bruce Morse will be our first driver out.
Actually appears to be John Thomas. He was 31st in practice and will be taking to the track right now coming out of 2.
So John Thomas working on his warm-up lap now.
No, I got to give credit to all the admins, though, because we're going to be doing this lap car after car, almost similar to how the trucks do it when they qualify. We're going to have at least 2 guys out there on the track at once, so their hands are going to be full. But regardless, here we go. John Thomas to the line. He starts his hot lap.
Most of the faster guys you're going to see kind of run the middle to the low line. They're going to run a late apex in here. Because of the bumps right there in 1 and 2, there's some pretty bad bumps on the lower line right there on the white line. So you're going to see these guys try to avoid those bumps to keep from upsetting the car, and as you saw there, maybe Thomas with a little less experience went right through those bumps. You could tell it upset the car a little bit. Turn 3, you're basically just going to bring it right down to the white line. As soon as you get close to the white line, you're going to gas it back up and drive it off the corner, and that lap's going to be a 31.474 for John Thomas. Next driver out is going to be Ray Zerkut.
And as I mentioned in pre-race, you have to forgive me for some of the hiccups we have during the time out here on the track with this new overlay system. Having some difficulty keeping it running at once, but we're going to do our best to get through this. As I said, this is our very first race with this overlay. So he said Zerkut was out on the track next. He'll be taken to, where's he at now?
We're now entering turn number 3. He's going to run up on the wall, gain as much speed as he can, drive it down the hill off turn number 4, and bring it to the line here for his fast lap. See if he uses the apron. Some of these guys you're going to see dive down under the apron, gain that little bit of extra time. Some guys think it's faster, some guys don't. Let's see where he runs his line. He's going to bring it right down to the white line, upsets the car a little bit. It's going to bring him right back up. He's got to check up a little bit to keep from running up into that wall. And it looks like he will do so without any collision, as now he's going to drive it down into turn number 3. He runs a little bit of a higher line there. It might work out for him as he can stay in the throttle off of turn number 4. He's going to bring it down to the line. We'll see what his time is here. A 31.670, so for the time being, John Thomas still sitting on the pole position.
Yeah, looked to be a little bit of a slower 1 and 2. They were all very well executed, I might add, but unfortunately just it wasn't enough speed there. Wasn't really getting over the bumps all that well. It appeared got a little tight out of 2. Made a pretty good effort coming out of 4, though, but just lost a little too much. Ray, pretty good driver, though. He'll make it up during the race.
Waiting to see who our next driver out is. It looks like it's probably going to be the 21 machine of Bruce Morse, driving, I believe it's the Hefty Chevrolet. So he'll bring that machine out onto the track. But Ian, I know we're going to be running about 50 laps here, so these guys are probably going to be looking to make 1 or 2 pit stops in this one, depending on cautions, of course. But pit strategy possibly going to come into play here. Some of these guys might try to short pit it. You might see some try to stay out a little bit longer. You know, some of these guys might try to make it a multiple stop race. Just depends on what these guys can do on fuel mileage. And we'll have to find out once we get going here. Might even try to get us an in-race reporter at some point throughout this one. Bruce Morris now out of the line. He's going to take it down into turn number 1, Ian.
Bruce Morris looking pretty sporty going into turn 1. Takes an actual very nice line through the corner there, riding the left sides right along that seam. That is the line you want to be on if you're going to get this thing around turns 1 and 2 most efficiently, avoids all the bumps, and it really likes to hook around that seam. I've come to find through many different kinds of cars racing here at Las Vegas. Down into turn number 3 he'll go now, not as low as he should have been. He's going to be sliding out of turn number 4 as a result. Pretty close to the wall, not very close. Coming down to the line now, let's see what he's got.
31.470. That's going to put him on the pole position for the time being. Only got 4 laps in practice, Ian, so not a whole lot of time on track for that team early on. Looks like our next driver out is going to be Christopher Cirquez.
Yeah, I wouldn't even attempt that one either. I'd be butchering that one as well. But regardless, Christopher in the number 42 machine looking to take some laps out on the track. Kind of sitting there towards the end right now, but I don't know what's going on here right now. Need to get rolling. Actually, hold on. See, we got Matt Cook in the number 3 car coming out, actually, so it appears that he will be the next driver out. Matt Cook, not taking any laps in practice, but anywhere he goes, he is not a slouch. I'm looking for a pretty fast lap time out of him.
He's driving the number 3 machine, so hopefully he doesn't disappoint here. Looking back at practice, Matt Cook actually did not get a lap in. So Matt Cook going out for the first time here at Las Vegas.
Travis, we got to get through these faster, man.
We'll see what he can put up for a time as he takes it out of turn number 4.
When the driver who's on their hot lap goes into turn 1, send out the next person right then and there so they get going. Like right now, send the next person out.
As we go down into turn number 1, a little bit of a higher line. He's not going to be able to get through turn 1 and 2 as efficiently as he should. Now off of turn number 2 up to 180 miles an hour down the back stretch before he gets out of the throttle. Still running a little bit high, driving it a little too deep in. As now he's going to bring it back off turn number 4 down to the line. I don't expect this to make the pole position. Probably going to put him towards the rear, and actually,
wow,
that puts him up by 0.02 of a second, Ian. Don't know where he gained the time. It looks like a slower lap to me.
Yeah, he just, I don't know what it was. He was definitely just flying through the corners, but he was not running that optimal time. 42 out in the track right now. Christopher going to be looking to take his hot lap right now. It's actually, he's already in turn number 1 on his flyer. Ooh, a little too low on entry. He's going to really pay for it, really oversteering through the center.
Now down into turn number 3. Gets it in there pretty good. He clips the apron. It's going to upset the car a little bit. Gets back under throttle. And looks like a pretty good lap. We'll see what it turns out to be here. Haven't had anybody make it down into the 3s quite yet. And that one's going to be a 31.650. That's going to put him in the 4th position.
Yeah, he really needed to get a better entrance into turn number 1. Was not able to do that, unfortunately, and that really hurt him on his lap. He could have possibly gotten a 0.4 out of that lap time, especially how he ran through corners number 3 and 4 there. He definitely was showing some speed, but once again, maybe that lack of practice not helping him out there with the setup. Bart
Furstenberger, I believe it is. Again, I apologize if I mispronounce here. It's been a long day, it's a late night, and, well, quite frankly, me and Ian just aren't the best with names. The 10 now going to bring it off at turn number 4. Gets a decent run there. We'll see what he can get to at the line here. About 183 miles an hour down into the corner. He's going to let up. He's driving it in deep, Ian. I don't know how this one's going to come for him. Oh, he's going to make it up to the wall.
Oh, did not get the wall. He will not hit that 0x, so this lap time will still be valid. However, he butchered it going into turn 1. A little too deep, did not lift in time, and yeah, he's going to be driving it deep into 3 as well. So Bart really struggling with a whole lot of oversteer on corner entry. But regardless, we're going to get to the line. A 31.591, as you saw on the live lap time display as well. A new feature here on ChevTV. So pretty sporty lap time, but not quite up there.
It's not quite going to do it for him. Next car out.
That'd be James Barber in the 18.
We've got James Barber in the 18. Was looking back, and it looks like James might be having a little bit of a connection issue there. But he's driving a very bright-colored machine on my side of things. As he takes it down into turn number 3, looks like he's on a pretty decent run so far. Maybe didn't gas it up quite early enough on the exit there. And we'll see what he can turn, but I don't think it's going to be enough to put him on the pole position. And it won't be. It'll be a 31.445, good enough for the outside pole in.
Yep, pretty good lap. Hopefully we can get that connection fixed by the time we get to the race. But here comes Mark McFadden in the number 48. He'll be hitting the line right now. Hot lap beginning.
Down into turn number 1. It's got a pretty decent lap there. Hits the bumps, upsets the car. You can hear him working the throttle. That's Mark McFadden and the number 48 machine. He's going to take it now into turn number 3. The line's a little high. Maybe he's going to drive it off. Looks like a pretty good late apex there. And that's the thing about turn 3 here. You can run a little bit of a different line and get away with it and still be able to pull a decent time. And he's going to run a 31.466. Good enough to put it behind James Barber in the 3rd position.
Meanwhile, we have the 30 car coming out of corner number 4 way up to the wall there. It's going to be pretty fast getting into 1. Hot lap beginning.
That's Scott Skimley. He's going to take it down into turn number 1. And it looks like he's going to use that lower line over the bumps. You can hear him again working the throttle, and that's not the fastest way to get through that corner. At least if you ask some of the more experienced veterans, I guess we can call them here in this event. And now down into turn number 3, drives it in a little bit harder than I would like to see. But it looks like it might be good enough to at least put him in the top 4. We'll see what he can pull here, and it's going to be a 31.337.
Very nice lap.
Once again, I have been upset. Looking at these cars, you don't think they're going as fast as they are, Ian.
Yeah, Scott Simley showing a pretty sporty line through 3 and 4 there. 1 and 2, definitely probably a little lower than I would have liked to see, but man, .337, you cannot go wrong with that. He's going to be on the temporary pole. Next driver on track. Greg Nettlewood in the 71.
Rob Charbonneau now on the track in that 71 machine. As he's down into turn number 3, it looks like he is already on his hot lap. He's going to bring it off the exit of 4. Looks like he's got a pretty good exit there. Keeps it nice and low down to the apron. I told you some of these guys would use it. That's a 31.470. It's going to tie him and put him in the 6th position behind, or to the outside of Bruce Morris.
All right, so 41 already on his hot lap going into turn 1. I'm having trouble with the names. They don't seem to be matching the driver name on the overlay for the time being, but it'll show in the end during the final result, though. So once again, forgive any problem we have here. 41 going into 3, though, very fast. A little too hot an entry, as a matter of fact, because he's going to really have to pedal it. Oh, man, him and the Commander Chevrolet not having a good time with turn 3 and 4 there. Down to the apron, he'll go, trying to recover as much as he can. That'll be a .7. So far, the slowest lap we have had out of track.
He must have old Sire Robertson for a crew chief down there. What do you think, Ian?
I would have to agree with you on that one.
That's Carl Brown and the 41 machine, the Buck Commander Chevrolet. I must throw the shout out there to Duck Dynasty for those of you that didn't catch the reference there. Jeffrey Creek now on track in the number 37 machine, Ian. It looks like he's having a pretty good lap so far. Gets it down there in 3 and 4. He didn't quite get off the corner as fast as I would have liked to have seen. Now down onto the apron. Going to be a decent time still of 31.590. Good enough for the 9th position.
Yeah, I seem to bog out a little bit there on the corner exit of turn 4. But regardless, for position, not bad so far.
Going to wait to see who is coming out next.
Brandon A. Jones
like
in turn 1.
Looks like it's actually going to be the 39 of Cody Hackle. And I guess your side's still not quite matching up there, but Cody Hackle now working his way out onto the track. And down into turn number 3, slides it up, coming off the corner pretty fast. We'll see what he can pull here. This might be our new pole sitter here. And it looks like he will be with a 283.
Wow.
Cody Hackle to the pole.
Very sporty lap time out of him. Caught him on the back half of his hot lap, and he was flat out flying. 283, almost a full tenth of a second faster in the 2nd place.
Brian Kolb in the number 7 machine. He's now out on track, running his warm-up lap. And looks like he's just sporting a default scheme here in the iRacing world.
Yeah, There we go. Now the names are syncing up. Now I got Brian Cole on my monitor as well. Coming out of turn number 4, he's going to be looking to start his flying lap in the number 7 machine. No sponsors on that car. Probably one of the more underfunded teams out here, but regardless, he's looking pretty sporty so far. Not a slouch in the service or everything that I've seen from him. Going into turn 1, a very solid line right where he needs to be on that seam. Sliding up on the exit, and he's going to catch the wall. That's going to be a 0x. His lap time will not count.
Didn't get any practice in the final practice there, Ian, so maybe just didn't have the Sunoco fuel to go run some practice, but he did make it in here for qual, caught the wall. His lap's not going to be valid regardless. Basically just out there to go ahead and finish up his lap. He'll be starting in the rear.
So is that Aaron Davis, the number 20 machine, coming out of 4 to start his lap?
That is the 20 machine of Aaron Davis driving that Mortal Kombat GameStop Chevrolet Impala. He's going to take it down into turn number 1. He's going to run it right down there on the white line. Looks like he actually gets through there pretty good. Bumps didn't look like they upset the car too much there. Don't think it's going to be enough to knock off Cody Hackle. Cody had basically a pretty ideal line. We'll see what Aaron can do here. Down onto the apron. I don't think this is going to do it. The car just seems like it's a little too upset. Car's not where he wants it at this point. Coming to the line, it's going to be a 31.628, and that's going to put him back in the 11th position.
All right, so we'll start cooling it down now. And Alex Holt, Nordgar regular, good friend of mine. See him out there a lot. He's out for his lap. And boys, he may not have gotten any practice time, but this guy right here may be our pole sitter when we get down to the line here.
Puts it right on the ideal racing line. I think we're going to have a new pole sitter if he can make a clean turn in 3 and 4. Great line there off the corner. Probably wanted to get a little more out of it. I heard him he had to crack the throttle there to keep from getting into that wall. Turns 3 and 4 look great. I think this one's going to be down in the 1s here, Ian, if he can get it down the apron. Looks like he's going to the line. It's going to be a 31.249. We have a new pole sitter.
Not by much, just barely edged out second place for the pole, but hey, that'll be enough for the time being. Still several sporty drivers left to go, however.
The 51 of Taylor Dorner, C-Class driver, now working his way out onto the track. And looks like he is a Georgia boy down there. He's one of those Georgia peaches, apparently, if it's safe to call him that. To the line, not going to have a great start to this lap. Was only at 173 at the line. Most of these guys have been at about 180 at the line, and you can tell just the way he's taking the corner. Definitely going to be a slower lap. Probably going to put him back there with Carl Brown in the 15th position. We'll see what happens here in 3 and 4. Enters a little too high. Machine just not performing up to spec. Maybe down a cylinder, not quite sure. Car just doesn't seem like it's getting off the corner that well. To the line, and looks like it's going to be a 32.083. So far, the only driver that's been in the 32s, Ian.
Yeah, and not a very fast lap time out of him. We're actually going to go on board with Chad Millick here when he takes his time here in the number 11 machine.
So we're on board with Chad now as he's running quite a bit higher line in 1 and 2, but hey, we saw a guy take the pole earlier running a higher line, so we'll see what happens here as he takes it down into turn number 3 and 4. Right down to the line, looks pretty good. Didn't quite get as low as he should have, but he's still powered up. Didn't have to crack the throttle too much. He's going to bring it down to the line. It's going to be a 31.363. Good enough to put him, actually a 362, I apologize. Screens aren't matching up there. It's going to put him in the 4th position to the outside of Scott Skimling.
So not too bad of a lap time, and it's going to put him up there in the top 5 right now. Shane Tartuta, oh my goodness, I'm not even going to try. Tartuta, thank you. Shane Tartuta is going to take to the line now, and actually pretty good middle corner of 1 and 2. Not quite as fast an exit as I think he should have been, but we have been wrong many times before looking at these drivers taking their times. Going into turn number 3 right now, he's going to try to get it as low as he can onto the gas pretty early, sliding up to the exit of the corner. Can he get to the line and put down a pretty good, decent lap time? To the apron he goes. Survey says
31.329, good enough for third, Ian.
Yeah, it just disappeared off my screen there. Usually it shows the final lap time, and it just went to 0. I'm thinking, uh-oh, what happened?
Nolan Sutton now on the track driving the number 69 Twix machine. He's going to bring it down. Looks like a pretty good line in the turns, number 1 and 2. This might be a pole contender if he can hold on to it. Doesn't hit the wall. Good corner through 1 and 2. We'll see what he can get in 3 and 4. As long as he doesn't overdrive it, I think we're going to get us a new pole sitter here right down to the white line. Maybe he could have driven a little bit harder there. He's going to get a good exit, and he'll bring it down to the line for a 31.263.
Good enough for second place in that number 69 Twix machine. Very sporty lap time. Brandon J. Smith, the number 2 machine, will now take to the line. He'll be going into turn number 1 as we speak, trying to get a pretty good line, pretty high in the entry, but he really gets that late apex and gets a lot lower than most of these guys that I've seen. But if he doesn't get the wall out at 2, that actually might be setting him up for a pretty good lap time.
Down into turn number 3. Brandon J. Smith has a pretty good lap going here. Turns 3 and 4 look pretty flawless. Off turn number 4. Doesn't get the car sideways. He's going to bring it down to the line on the apron for a 31.335. Good enough for the 5th position.
So Jay Adair to the track now. He is no stranger to the iRacing service. Seen him out and around many times. See what he can put down on the lap time.
Yeah, Jay Adair definitely not new to the iRacing community. He's one of those guys that he's been around for quite some time, as he drives that number 27 AC Delco machine off of turn number 4 down to the line. Don't know really what to expect here. The lap was kind of mixed feelings for me, but it's going to be a 31.338. So quite a few drivers down there in the threes now. That's going to put Jay in the 7th position. There's now the 25 of Stefan Parsons coming out off of turn number 4 from his warm-up lap. Here he comes for the money lap, Ian.
Stephen Parsons from Carolina is going to look to put down a pretty decent lap time and ignore the screen. That is not Lance Gomez. However, that C-stripe would be believable. Going through turns 1 and 2, actually looking pretty solid through the corner. He wasn't looking half bad in practice. So Stephen Parsons possibly looking down to put down a pretty hot lap and maybe pull off an upset for a temporary pole position. 3 and 4, he'll go now. Very nice late apex down to the white line. Going to slide it on corner exit. Pretty solid lap time so far, Austin.
Definitely pretty solid. It's going to be a 31.257. Good enough for the outside pole. Going to knock Nolan Sutton off the outside pole position. Fastest time currently still goes to Alex J. Holt with a 31.249. Stefan Parsons again running a 31.257. So haven't seen anybody getting down into the ones yet. So quite a few guys get down there, though, in practice.
Jay Cohen had a moment on his hot lap coming out of 2. Really overdrove the center and almost caught a piece of the wall. Luckily, he will not, so that will salvage his lap time at the very least. But this is going to be down in the .7s, possibly even a .8.
And it looks like coming to the line, it's going to be a 31.692. Could have been worse, but that's going to put him in the 21st position, Ian.
And not terribly bad. It was definitely a good recovery. It's better than tearing up his machine. Number 14 is going to be on the track now. That is Blake Burgraff. Is that what I have right correct on the screen?
That is correct, Ian, as he's got a pretty good line going through 1 and 2. Had to check up, though. I think he got scared of the wall. Saw some of those guys go out for their laps. And they got a little close to the wall, so I think he got a little cautious there, checked up. It's going to make him lose a little bit of time. Not going to be good enough for the pole position, I don't believe. Has a good entry into 3. Exits looking a little rough. Has to crack the throttle again. Probably would have stayed in it there. He's going to bring it down onto the apron for a 31.384. Could have been a pole lap there had he not cracked the throttle.
Very close lap time indeed. And we only have 6 minutes left in qualifying. This is going to be mighty close. So Malik Kuntz into turn number 2 right now in that 77 machine. We're going to go ahead and try to speed these guys along here. We might end up sending 3 guys out on the track now. We're going to have to find something to make this work. We got a lot of fast guys yet to take their lap times. Malik trying to get it down through the center of 3, unable to. Overdrive to the entry a little bit. Up to the wall he'll go. Pretty solid exit. We'll see what we can get on the lap time.
It's going to be a 31.291, good enough to put him in the top 5. We'll see if we can't get those guys down on the track, qualing a little bit faster here. Had a few little hiccups towards the beginning there, which got us a little bit behind. So we'll try to get these guys going a little. They're in. Currently have the 22 of Travis Penny out on the track, also one of our in-race admins here tonight, as he's on his hot lap down into turn number 3. He was a faster driver in practice. His fastest practice lap was a 31.248, which currently would put him on the pole. See what he can run here.
Ooh, way off.
Wow, a tenth slower, 31.358. Couldn't quite get there.
And Jeff Ward in the number 9 will coming out of turn number 4 now, very, very high on exit. That's going to give him a lot of speed coming to the line. Hot lap beginning. And Travis Penny was actually 8th in practice, so it appears we might actually be getting through all of these qualifiers, at least everybody that was here for practice. Everybody else that joined late might just have to sit it out. Jeff Ward way down to the corner here, getting to the bumps pretty smoothly, actually, for how rough this track is, and he's actually looking like he is on his way to possibly setting a pretty low 0.2 here. Into turn 3 he'll go. Let's see if he can't mess it up. Right to that line. Didn't even touch the apron. Look out, boys. I think we're going to have a new pole sitter here. Way up on exit. Going to slide all the way down to below the apron to the line. 1-8-0 for Jeff Ward. New pole sitter.
Showing a 178 on my side there, Ian. Don't know what quite the telemetry is showing on your side. NASCAR sending us different results, apparently. But a 31.178 for Jeff Ward.
Brandon A.
Now
Jones.
the number 12 of Brandon A. Jones out on the track, Ian.
Yeah, he actually got pretty low into the corner entry. I don't know if that's going to hurt him or not. He definitely did not take that late apex that he should have. Going into turn number 3 now, he's going to try to make up for it as much as he can in that Toyota Camry. And actually looking pretty good so far at it.
To the line, it's going to be a 31.266. Good enough for a top 5.
So it looks like Eric Myers in the 13, another good buddy of ours out here on the racetrack, looking to go ahead and start setting himself a pretty good lap time. He's looking very sporty in practice. We'll see what he's got under the hood of that 13 machine.
Pretty sure he went out and bought one of the new Hendrick motors for this intermediate track here at Las Vegas. So we'll see what that new motor can do for him. Off the exit of turn number 4, comes down to the line. Don't know what to expect here, but I don't think it's going to be good enough.
It wasn't enough. I heard him bogging out big time there. I don't think he got quite the exit of turn number 4 he would like. And it was G. Allen Lewis on track now in the number 4 machine, one of the top 5 contenders in practice. And next up after him is Justin Bolton. And, oh, if you got a pole sitter possibly on the way, look out. Justin Bolton, fast everywhere he goes. G. Allen Lewis can be exiting turn 2 very high, very close to that wall, getting as much of the racetrack as he can underneath him. Entering turn number 3 right now. He'll look to get to the bottom as fast as he can. Nice little mid-corner apex there. Hard on the power for the exit. Sliding up the track. I don't know. This could be pole.
Down to the line. And
oh, just short.
Oh, just barely not going to make it. That's going to put him on the outside pole. Jeff Ward, still your pole sitter. G. Allen Lewis with a 194. Going to put him on the outside.
All right, so Justin Bolton will now be going into corner number 1. It is number 54, Monster Energy Machine. Very good line to the corner. He's going to run that seam line that most of the other faster drivers will run. And looking really good on corner exit. He was actually below 15 seconds coming out of the corner there, unlike most I've seen. So this could actually be an extremely fast lap.
Brings it down through turn number 3 and 4. He's going to bring it now to the line off of 4. I think this is a pole sitter right here.
There it is.
And it will be. A 31.128 for Justin Bolton.
All right, well, next on the track is Dustin Langer in the number 56, My Little Pony Machine. He flies those colors true and proud up to the wall he'll go. He was actually fastest in practice, so he is going to possibly be the guy to look out for here on the racetrack. Pretty late exit through turn number 2 there. I don't know if this is going to be enough, actually. He was looking a little bit slower.
I don't know. Langer can be pretty deceiving. Has a great entry into turn number 3 and 4. The exit looks flawless. This one's going to be close. I think we might see Bolton and Langert for the pole positions, and it will be at 0.97. 0.97. Dustin Langert going to take the pole just in time to close out this open qualifying session.
We have one more on track. Justin Flores, another good friend of mine out on the racetrack, was late on to getting into this session. He is no slouch out on the racetrack. However, the lack of practice might hurt him. But actually going through turns 1 and 2 right now, he is looking very solid. As we get through the corner, we're going to see what he's got.
Down to turn number 3. He's got a good lap going for him so far. Takes a later entry, runs a little bit higher. I don't think this is going to be good enough. He's going to have to crack the throttle there. We'll see what happens when he comes to the line. 180 miles an hour, and it's going to be a 149. Put him in the 3rd position behind Bolton.
So 3rd position for not taking any practice is not bad. And look at that, just as time runs out, we are all set. Why don't you go ahead and take us through our starting grid, Austin Atkinson.
Starting on the inside of row number 1, it's going to be the number 56 My Little Pony Chevrolet of Dustin Langert. To his outside, it's going to be Justin Bolton and the number 54 Monster Energy.
How's it going, buddy?
Flores, as we just saw him there, definitely one of the sleepers out here. Did not get any practice. However, he'll get a 149 on my screen, and number 4 a, what was that, 31.179. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing any names on my screen here.
Jeff Ward is going to be in the number 4 machine. I apologize there, Ian. G. Allen Lewis going to be starting on the inside of row number 3. Alex Holt going to be starting to his outside. Stefan Parsons going to be starting in the 7th position in row number 4. Nolan Sutton to his outside. Brandon A. Jones in the number 9 machine. He'll be starting in the 9th position. Eric Myers, a good friend of mine, he'll be starting in the 10th position. Cody Hackle going to be starting in 11th. The 12th of Malik Kontz, I guess it is. And in the 13th position, we've got Shane Teratuda, Brandon Smith, Scott Simley, Jay Adair starting 16th, Travis Penny, one of our own, starting 17th, Chad Malek going to be starting 18th, 19th is Blake Bergerath, Matt Cook coming in with no practice, going to be starting in the 20th position. 21st is James Barber, a familiar face here in the iRacing service. Mark McFadden starting in the 22nd position. 23rd of Bruce Morris. 24th of Rob Charbonneau. John Thomas starting 25th. Bart, not even going to attempt to butcher his name, starting in the 26th position. Jeffrey Creek starting 27th. Aaron Davis 28th. 29th of Christopher Serkois. 30th is Ray Zerkut, Jay Cohen, Carl Brown in the Buck Commander Chevrolet, Taylor Dorner, Brian Kolb starting 34th, and a few drivers didn't get to qualify. Looks like Chris Cable, Alan Young, Greg Netherwood, Peter Gonzalez, and Jeff Garfield also going to be joining at the tail end of the field here tonight.
All right, well, field just finishing up with their gridding now. Engines have fired here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and Dustin Langert in that number 56. We're going to take him around here. Now, Austin, you're no stranger to this racetrack. We were hitting up the track quite a bit when the National Cars and Apollo B came here a little time ago. What are these drivers going to have to look out for the most here as they get around this track for 50 whole laps at the Las Vegas Speedway?
I think the biggest thing here is it's going to be conserving tires. It's always been that way here, and I'm pretty sure it always will be. These guys, you're going to see them start changing up their lines. There's not many tracks where you're going to see changing of lines, but this is one of them. They're going to start running that middle line, running right there on the seam. Some of these guys may even run a little bit higher than that, but as the race progresses, as the tires start to wear down, you're going to see guys get all the way down to that white line. They're going to run over the bumps, just for the simple fact that the bumps aren't going to mean nearly as much as they did on the fresh tires. It looks like Dustin Langert going to opt for the outside line. Bolton will be starting on the inside.
So, fielding many drivers here for the inaugural event. I appreciate the community outreach, and we are actually at 30 viewers on our channel, so thank you every single one of you who are a part of this groundbreaking move here for ChevTV. We do appreciate it. If you like what you see here, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. It's the same name as this one. You can see all kinds of race highlights, all different kinds of broadcasts from here and there, as well as some live racing as well for my own personal stuff as well. But, man, all in all, we have close to about 40 drivers taking the green flag here at Las Vegas. I could not be any happier.
Pretty good show out here tonight. A lot of good names in here. Some guys that we haven't seen on the track before. Don't really know exactly what to expect, but Las Vegas has always provided some pretty good racing, as now the pace car going to work down into pit road. Don't know who's driving the pace car tonight. I don't know who they hired, but Langert with the start. Green flag is out. G. Allen Lewis to the middle. They were 3 wide on the start there, and Langert out to a several car length lead.
Field going to start fanning out. There is definitely a little bit of a jump start from Langert. No green flag rules here at ChevTV, however, so that was perfectly normal. It's following the iRacing rules for those who are wondering what just happened there. But that's actually going to help the field start to separate themselves a little bit as we get through the exit of turn 2 and into turn number 3 now. So far, for the most part, single file.
Battle for second right now. That's G. Allen Lewis down the inside.
Oh, we have a caution on the track.
Apparently loosened up. Caution is out. And it looks like it may have been Jay Adair. Jay Adair showing heavy damage to the rear end of that machine. I'm going to try to go back and see exactly what happened here. And it looks like it was in turn number 3 and 4. It looks like Jay got into it with the number 2 of Brandon Smith. Brandon Smith went in the corner a little higher than Jay would have liked. Jay came down, they caught doors, Jay backed it up into the wall and managed to somehow not collect anybody else.
Yeah, single car half spin, if you will, and very good piece of driving by Jay to keep that thing pointed straight after that little event. But yeah, flagman going to jump on the yellow flag as fast as he could there, and that's going to throw our first caution out here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Right now up front, let's see who we got up front right now.
Currently, Dustin Langert still leading this race. Started on the pole, didn't really get the chance to get too far up to speed. Then again, telemetry messing with us here tonight, showing G. Allen Lewis supposed to be in the lead. I don't believe that is right. NASCAR providing false information to us here tonight. We'll see here when it updates. And it looks like Dustin Langert will go back to the lead position. G. Allen Lewis currently second, Justin Bolton third, Jeff Ward in the 4th position, and Justin Flores back to 5th. So it's a little bit of moving around there. Some guys definitely were pushing it 2 and 3 wide towards the rear of the field. And that was just a little miscommunication back there between drivers. And we're in our first caution here on lap 3.
Give G. Allen Lewis a massive shout out there. He was starting not anywhere near towards that front row, and just a little bit more than about a full, well, actually a little less than a full lap of green flag racing action. He's already finding himself in the 2nd position, so a very good start out of Allen there, and he's going to look to possibly challenge Dustin when we get back to green flag racing here.
Oh well, I picked one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when we get to going back green. Trying to look around in this field. Still seeing some new names here, Ian, and glad we had a nice turnout. Just trying to figure out if I know any of these other fellas. Obviously, a lot of the iRacing community was around back when we had, you know, the NASCAR 2003, NASCAR 2, NASCAR Thunder. Good Lord, you got all the veterans, or the old farts, as I like to call them, that are always pulling the, well, I was around back at NASCAR 3.
Yeah, let's not forget the Larkin quad. I don't even know how many Larkins there are. There's way too many to count. I actually haven't seen any of them around lately, but they've been around since, well, probably before sim racing even existed, and they probably were claiming they were racing their little tractors in a field somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, the Larkins are nothing short of old men. Ron Larkin Jr., I remember running with him all the time. Did a lot of broadcasted events with Ron, and they were a good group of guys. It was always nice having them around in the races. They just kind of added a good vibe to the race. But we are going to try to see if we can't check in with somebody. Let's see if we can't pick up your pole sitter. Dustin Langert, Austin Atkinson, and Ian Plash up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Currently still sitting where you started. A little bit of a incident back in the back. 2 guys got collected. Just one driver went a little too high and one went a little too low. But currently you're still leading this race. What are we going to look for here as far as any kind of fuel strategy, tire wear? What are we looking at?
Well, the way the fuel is right now, I think if we get a few yellows, some guys might be able to squeeze it. But I think most of us are going to have to make at least one stop.
Absolutely. Had the fastest lap in qualifying. How's the car feeling as far as setup? Are we sitting a little on the looser side, a little on the tighter side, or is it about right where you want it?
It's a little bit tight, but I'm used to driving setups a lot looser than most people, so it's probably good for most of the guys here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that's Dustin Langert still leading this race. We might try to check in with him a little bit later, but in the meantime, we're going to let him get back down into his office, his cockpit, whatever you want to call it for Dustin Langert. Also, run some cars out in the real world up there in old Canada.
User was moved out of your channel.
So actually going to be looking at our top 10 here as we got Dustin back to his team there. Dustin Langer will be sporting first position, G. Allen Lewis all the way up to second, Justin Bolton third, Jeff Ward fourth, Justin Flores in the fifth position, Alex Holt not really moving anywhere from where he started, Nolan Sutton seventh, Stephen Parsons in the eighth position, Brandon A. Jones in ninth, and Eric Myers in 10th position as we speak. The pace car lights are out, so we're going to be looking to go back to racing here in just about a half a lap.
So lights are out on the Ford Mustang pace car, and how contradicting this is. I mean, I don't mean to be that guy, but we've got a field full of Chevys being led by a Ford. How much did Ford pay for that to happen?
Well, unfortunately, and this goes out to all of you Ford lovers, me being the Chevy man that I am, they probably had to pay very minimal dollar because the Ford can only lead when they're doing 55 miles an hour or less.
True. Well, hey, you know what they say. Chevy runs deep. A lot deeper than Ford.
Damn straight. Well, that Ford Mustang going to be looking to get the hell off this racetrack. It does not belong. Dustin Langer opting for that high side once again as we're going to get ready to go back into green flag racing. Pace car is going to turn it off. Dustin Langer hopping on that gas early. Green flag back out in the air.
A little bit of an accordion effect towards the rear of the field, but it looks like they're going to get straightened out. G. Allen Lewis going to be looking to try to give Dustin Langer a run for his money. This is definitely one of G's faster tracks, as it looks like some decent racing action about mid-pack right now up there with the 77 machine. Malik was battling there 3 wide momentarily. Back up to your leaders, though. Currently still sitting single file, but they're right on top of each other, Ian.
Yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of that here at Vegas. In this fixed setup, a lot of these drivers can be very equal out on the racetrack. It's really just going to come down to who can manage their tires better and who can play this fuel strategy better. Once again, running a little bit smaller than a NASCAR regulated fuel cell in these Impala B cars here in the iRacing service for this race. So we're going to be looking to possibly have one pit stop if we can keep a lot more green flag laps underway. And wow, looking towards the back, that GoDaddy machine, Justin Flores, had a moment coming out of 2.
Absolutely had a moment. He's not the only one. The 25 machine currently battling for the 5th position, actually, with Justin Flores. They've been battling now, and they've actually made a little bit of contact. Stephon Parsons moving his way up through the field. He wants to get there. It's hard to get a run down there where Parsons is having to run on that low line due to the bumps. They upset the car, they moved the car up the track, and he's not going to be able to make the pass. But now he's going to get a battle from Nolan Sutton. Brandon
A. Jones, the Toyota Camry, into the outside wall. Very hard contact. He's going to hold it up there and get the heck out of the way. Had a very loose moment coming through the corner. No caution, however. Everybody was able to get around him just fine, but Brandon Jones' race may be done.
Ooh, the 39 down clips the grass into turn number 1. That's Cody Hackle. We know he has a fast race machine. He's down to the inside of the number 69 of Nolan Sutton. Hackle trying to make it work. He's got help from Eric Myers in the 13. Now Eric decides otherwise. He's going to go to the outside. There's a pretty good battle in several places on the track. The leader's still sitting single file up front, Ian.
Yes, nose to tail all the way to this battle for 9th position now. 13 of Eric Myers is going to go ahead and try to get around the 39 here as they enter turn number 1. He's going to have the preferred line when you're racing side by side into the corner and might be able to clear him out of the exit. 77 looking to follow suit as well. 39 getting freight trained on the bottom.
Not a good place to get stuck unless you know you can make the pass. And I tell you, later on in this race, you're going to see the bumper come into play. I know some of these guys were playing with it in practice, and it doesn't really upset the car in front too much. And if anything, it helps you as the rear car slow the car down into the corner. Now, you know, we might call it a dirty tactic. Some might call it racing. For me, it's racing. Bumpers are there for a reason, to bump.
Justin Bolton got around Allen Lewis about a half a lap earlier. I wanted to cut into it, but you were actually having a little moment there, so I'm not going to bother you there. Whoa, 69 way below the 25 into 3. battling for about the 7th position. I think he's going to have him clear.
Looks like he is going to clear him, though. Now Sutton working his way back.
25 Hardenberg.
Contact with the 25. Now the 39 going to follow to the outside. As he's going to have the preferred line now, no longer stuck on the bottom. Eric Myers, I think, just kind of hanging out for the moment. Doesn't want to get up there too close to all this. Myers with a great line. He's going to get a good run, but nowhere to go with it.
Cody Hackle is going to catch the wall coming out of 2. But he actually looks to be all right, and that's actually going to cause the 69 to back out of there. Eric Myers trying to take advantage of that opportunity now. However, the 69 is going to be sliding on the exit of 4, almost into the door of the 13. Will not make contact. Eric's going to get around cleanly. To 10th place he'll go.
Don't look now, but here comes the 22 of Travis Pinney to the inside of the 77 machine, just behind those guys. And it looks like Brandon A. Jones going to try to follow suit. But the 77 still with the preferred line to the outside. Travis will find a way to make the inside work. Turn 3 is where he's going to be able to make this pass. As the battles on the racetrack still back about mid-pack. However, we have had a lead change up front. Missed the lead change. And it looks like your new leader is Justin Bolton. But don't worry, Dustin Langer is still right there with him.
Justin Bolton and Dustin Langer, both Galaxy Motorsports teammates, actually were talking quite a bit of smack back and forth before this race started. Finally looking forward to get that heads-up race one-on-one, and so far they're beating the class of the field 1 and 2. Very close racing. I don't expect any one of these two drivers to pull away from one another throughout this whole entire race. Meanwhile, back in the 3rd position, Jeff Ward looking to get around Alan Lewis now. He restarted in the 2nd position. He's going to be trying to pull as tough as he can, but he's got 2 very sporty machines behind him in Alex Holt and Jeff Ward.
Alex Holt still following G. Alan Lewis on the outside line. They currently both have the preferred line and the draft. Don't know how much the number 9 and Jeff Ward is going to be able to do with this here, as it looks like now G makes the pass. He's going to drop to the inside. Now the draft help will go to Jeff Ward, but Alex Holt knows how to work the outside. He knows how to work just about any line on the track, so he's definitely going to give a now they're going to go 3 wide.
Oh, right on the right rear of Alan Lewis into the corner entry. Alex is going to very smartly back out of that one. That could have been disastrous.
G. Alan Lewis, I know he felt that one on the car. Probably got a little bit nervous. Probably puckered the butt cheeks just a little bit there, because that was a scary moment up in the top 3.
Oh, and they are not done just yet. Alex Holt still trying to get around Jeff on the outside as we ride on board with Alex Holt in that Ream machine. Going to get all over the back of the 4 machine once again. This is an absolute brawl for 3rd place.
Still brawling it out. And I tell you what, if you're Dustin Langer or you're Justin Bolton, you like what you see because you don't have to run the car nearly as hard.
Oh!
You can save the tires. There's a little bit of door-to-door contact there.
Man, this is some extremely tight racing. I'm surprised Allen did not get sent there out of 2, but he's actually going to clear Jeff going into turn number 3 now. Alex Holt trying to force it down there on the outside on the exit of 4. He's going to somehow make that thing stick, and he'll now be working to get around the number 9 in turns 1 and 2.
Alex Holt just kind of playing games with Jeff Ward right now, saying, hey, look, buddy, I can still run to your outside. I'm still just as fast as
Will. Slide job.
Crossover. Oh,
hey, don't look now. Justin Flory's in the 23 machine looking to go 3 wide to the bottom. They are 3 wide. Somebody's going to have to give going into turn number 3. Oh, door contact made. Flory's very smart getting back out of that one. He's actually been charging pretty hard since they started battling. And hey, up front, Dustin Langer to the inside of Justin Bolton. Battle for the lead.
Oh, it's now Jeff Ward not happy with the contact going into turn number 3. He gives a bump to Jeff Ward. And it looks like
and Alex Holt getting abducted a little bit here.
May have lost somebody there. Looks like we may have lost Alex Holt.
There he is.
There, now he's back on track. Having a little bit of connection issue there, Ian. Now these guys are going to get straightened out. G. Alan Lewis now trying to dig his way back up to Dustin Langer and Justin Bolton, and it looks like he's doing just that. Alex Holt continuing to have connection issues, as I'm sure the admins are going to let him know.
Yeah, well, all of this racing from about 3rd to 6th position has actually allowed Cody Hackle in the number 39 to start catching up. He is now becoming part of this picture, and he's actually one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now, according to my side telemetry.
Caution.
As we do have a yellow flag on the racetrack now, we're going to start investigating into that, and this actually is going to be perfect, because I believe if they pit now, they might be able to make it to the end.
Looks like this one might be a little bit bigger what we saw earlier. Trying to rewind it here on the replay monitor, and it looks like the Buck Commander Chevrolet might have made a little bit of contact. Ah, okay, a little bit of connection issue with Jay Cohen. Jay went up into the wall, came right back down into the number 41 Buck Commander Chevrolet of Carl Brown, and then they pretty much just stacked up from there. The 71 Pepsi machine of Rob Charbonneau also involved. Trying to see who else made it in that one. A few other drivers making a little bit of contact, but the worst of it there definitely going to be that Buck Commander Chevrolet, the 41 of Carl Brown.
67 machine actually got a pretty good piece of the wall on the spin as well. So all the guys that are still going to be competitive after that one, Carl Brown definitely going to be the most affected by that. However, gave him a little bit of an accidental grace out here in the iRacing service. Unlimited resets, so these drivers are going to be able to hop back behind their machines in a brand new racing machine. It's like as if NASCAR just gives them a new car every time they wreck. So we're going to be all right here. These guys not out of it, and that was a very good, clean, long green flag run.
A little bit of contact coming into pit road between G. Allen Lewis and Dustin Langert for second and third. Just a little bit of bumper to bumper there as they'll bring it down onto pit road for our first pit stops of the night here. G. Allen Lewis going to turn it down into his stall pretty hard. Justin Bolton, Dustin Langert all doing the same, one after another. G overshoots his stall just a little bit. That's going to slow him up. We'll see if he loses any positions out of pit road here. So,
looks like G opting for 2 tires. That's going to be a different strategy. Everybody else, no, Travis Penny takes 2, 41 takes 2. And looks like G will come out first, Bolton second, Langer third, Penny fourth, Jeff Ford fifth, and the 41 machine actually recently in that little bit of a pileup, taking 2 tires to get back in it, will come out in the next position.
We'll see if we can get a hold of G. Allen Lewis. G. Allen Lewis, this is Austin Atkinson. Ian Plash up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, man.
Opting for 2 tires. Tell us the strategy behind that one.
That was me sliding through my pit stall and opting not to go back to 20th. So I got 2 pit track positions, everything. So just thought I could maybe hope that some people would do that, and hopefully I can just ride the high line and hold them off.
All right, Alan Lewis, this is Ian. Real quick, has your crew chief told you how your left sides are looking after that run? Do you think this is going to affect you too much?
99 and 95. 99 left front, 95 left rear, so that should be enough to get some grip, and we can use the BR line and see what happens.
Teammate Travis Penny also taking 2 tires, so both of you guys will be pretty much Galaxy teammates, all right there grouped together. We'll see how you guys run each other there. I know you'll have quite a bit of friendly competition, Alan.
No, friends. No, ain't no friends. I'll put him in the wall.
Friends.
I'll wreck my grandma to win this race. This is the first race of, what is this? What's this broadcast called?
ChevTV.
Yeah, this is, I mean, are you kidding me? This is bigger than the Daytona 500. I'll put my grandma in the wall for this one. So they're going to bring some excitement.
Well, that's one way to put it. It looks like you had one of the faster machines out there, Alan. I know several times you had fallen back a little bit off of Bolton, a little bit off of Langert, and then we saw there before that caution came out, you had caught back up almost to Dustin Langert. How's the machine been feeling? I know, obviously, we talked to Dustin a little bit earlier. Dustin likes a looser setup. I mean, what is the setup feeling for you? How does the car feel so far in this one?
I will quote Kyle Busch from 2007 when he first drove the COT. It sucks. It's tight. It's terrible, but you get out here and you race with the 54 and the 56 and some good people with some good admins, and it's good racing. Everyone's got the same product, but iRacing needs to work on a little bit. Maybe they'll do that, but I don't know. We've been saying it for 3 years.
I understand where you're coming from, buddy. Well, we're going to let you get back down into the cockpit there as we're almost to the halfway mark. Before we let you get back down into your zone, is there anybody you want to give a shout-out to, any thanks or anything?
Austin Atkinson for spotting for me every other race, and Ian Plash for having the hottest girlfriend I've ever seen in my life, and Dustin Langert for his ponies, and Justin Bolton for his cockiness.
Just wanted to let you know that's actually Ian's sister. Don't trust him on that one, but
oh man.
Oh, hold on.
I say I don't know that it's so much his girlfriend as it is mine, but hey, he's got a good-looking sister. What can I say? We're gonna let you get back down in the booth there.
Get the hell out of here, Alan. So the pace car light's gonna turn off. Oh, good old friendly stabs in the back. Thank you, Alan, for that one. And you brightened up the mood here in the booth. Oh, I swear to God, I'm going to hook you the next race I see. But regardless, pace car lights are off. We're going to be one lap until we get back into green flag racing action.
I'm going to go ahead and give you the rundown of the top 10 here. Currently, and again, our telemetry just doesn't want to show how things are supposed to be. Actually, no, it is correct this time. G. Allen Lewis currently sitting in the first position. Justin Bolton going to be starting to his inside as Allen opted for the outside this time. Dustin Langert going to be starting third. Travis Penny up to the fourth position after a two-tire stop. Jeff Ward fifth. Carl Brown after contact, heavy contact, going to be up into sixth. Justin Flores seventh. Cody Hackle eighth. Eric Myers, Galaxy teammate, up to ninth. And 10th is Stefan Parsons. These guys now preparing for the start as we just coming to complete the second caution and almost to the halfway mark here, Ian.
Yeah, so we one lap shy of that halfway point. We'll see if we can't get to that halfway lap within green flag racing conditions. You know what they say, cautions breed cautions. Alan Lewis, much like Dustin Langert, going to be on the gas extremely early. Back of the fuel, going to check up big time, and here we go, back to green flag racing.
Travis Penny spinning the tires a little bit on the start, probably the product of only taking two right sides. We'll see what these two tire stops are going to do compared to four. I definitely don't expect these guys to stay out in the lead, but hey, if these cars are running a little tight, only taking two is going to loosen them up a little bit, at least for a little while. And like Alan said, the left sides were only worn about 5% according to the crew chief's calculations. Travis now getting caught by the number 9 of Jeff Ward. Jeff Ward down to the inside. Travis Petty just pretty much going to let him have it. There's not a whole lot Travis can do against somebody that's got 4 fresh ones. Is now Alan Lewis also going to be getting a battle from Justin Bolton.
Got to throw it back to about the 8th position. 41 is now 3 wide with the 13 and the 25 out of 2. They're going to somehow make that thing work out. We were having a Mig-Pat scuffle all over the place. Racing action up and down this whole entire racetrack. Good stuff for our inaugural ChevTV broadcast.
Battle for the lead now. Justin Bolton down door to door with the number 4 of G. Alan Lewis. G's still going to lead that lap as we just passed the halfway mark. A couple laps to go now, working lap 27 of 50. These guys have made one stop so far. Now Dustin Langert's going to get up into the mix. Will he put it 3 wide?
Oh, we do have a caution on the track.
There you go. Be ready with that brake clean and stuff, guys.
And this looks like a big one. Still, guys reckon, oh, somebody rolling down the backstretch. That's
Aaron Davis.
Of Aaron Davis rolling down the backstretch. Going to have to go back and see exactly what happened. I see a blown motor. Don't know if that was the cause or the result. We'll try to find out. And it looks like the 21 machine Bruce Morse got down into turn number 1. Aaron Davis didn't check up, and well, the 21 went around, and next thing you know, we're stacking them up.
I know that one. Yeah, it looks like Aaron Davis did not get the entry correctly, just kind of dove in a little too deep. 21 will get run over there up into the wall. 42 machine's going to come into the picture and take a big hit into the door of the 21. It's going to make his motor expire, and then I got to go back forward to the 20 machine. Still having trouble out of 2, and he's going to get loose and really smack that inside wall. Over will the Mortal Kombat machine go. Beautiful paint scheme gone to waste here at Las Vegas on lap 28.
Now the question is, some of these guys took 2 tire stops. Some of them may have even taken none. Will these guys come back down for a pit stop?
I don't think so at this point. That was a little too fast. And just as I say that, Dustin Langert making the fake. I thought he was going in for a second there. You know, I think it's just a little too soon to make a different tire change. I think Alan likes what he saw up front, so actually he was actually looking pretty good up there with those 2 tires. He had preferred line, albeit, but he still knew you know, how to hold them off there. So he might actually be in the good position here to maybe hold off. I just don't see, besides losing a bunch of track position, why he would have wanted to take 2. But regardless, we're going to see how much longer that holds up. He only has probably around 28 or 27 laps to go when we get back to green flag racing action. So if he's going to hold them off, he's got not a terrible amount of laps to do it, but a pretty good chunk of this race nonetheless.
Absolutely. John Thomas going to be taking the lucky dog as he'll get a lap back. And I believe that is actually going to put him back on the lead lap. And it looks like... No, he's actually scored a couple laps down, so that will not put him back on the lead lap.
And tell you what, we're actually going to go down to the track and get an interview with one of the drivers out there. Let's see what we can't get wrong up here. Give me 1 second. Okay, I got one. Cody Hackle in the number 37 machine. This is Ian Plash up in the ChevTV booth. Do you have a copy?
I do. I'm actually number 39.
Excuse me there for the mistake. Well, you have been running inside of the top 10 for a good majority of this race, and actually during that long green flag run, we noticed your car started coming on pretty good there. Should we get a bunch of green flag laps, you think you have a car that can possibly compete with the top 3, maybe even a win?
No, maybe if I can keep the right front under it. I got a little tight there on that last run, so I think the idea here is just keeping those clean and have the right front to push it hard at the end.
Yeah, sounding like, from what I'm hearing from many drivers, the tires don't seem to fall off a whole lot. However, it does seem to affect the handling quite a bit after you scrub a couple of laps onto these tires. Exactly, besides it tightening up, what are you feeling earlier on in these runs? Is it staying pretty neutral? What is it doing?
That's pretty good if you're on top, but you're pretty vulnerable up there. Somebody wants to dive down in there underneath you. But if you get stuck in the bottom, you can definitely drop back pretty quick. It gets pretty tight.
I got you. We were seeing a lot of very tight moments with drivers down on the bottom, especially through 1 and 2 through the bumps. Totally relatable. Well, before we send you back to your team, is there anybody you'd like to thank out here on the track?
I just thank you guys for setting it up. Hopefully you have a good showing here again.
And well, so far it's been a pretty good show. Thank you to all the drivers out here in this race, putting on one terrific show so far. Good luck to everybody out there, and good luck to you, Cody.
Thank you.
All right, so that was Cody Hackle in the number 39 machine. As I said, he's been running pretty much top 10 the whole entire race. He might be a sleeper when we come down to the end of this race.
Absolutely. He's been pretty consistent. He's had a pretty fast car as he's kind of been up there in the top 10. He's kept that car out of trouble, and, I mean, we'll see what he can pull here as lights on the pace car should be going off this time by G. Allen Lewis, still leading after making a 2-tire stop on that last caution there.
All right, so we're going to have to see how these 2 tires are going to hold. As we mentioned before, he's not going to have a lot of laps to do it. Or, well, actually, I almost said he had like 20-some laps to do. He's actually going to have less than 20 laps. He's going to have about 18 laps to hold these guys off on those 2 tires. We're going to see what he's got under his machine. I don't know. It's going to be tricky. I don't think it's going to be enough to hold on, but he's surely not going to be giving up that high side.
Don't know what these guys can do on fuel, though, Ian. Can't even talk. Don't know what they can do on fuel, though, either, Ian. So I don't know exactly what to expect on a fuel run here. So I don't know if fuel is going to come into play here as they pit about the halfway mark, about a lap before halfway. So I guess we'll just have to kind of see here towards the end. If we get another yellow, we'll try to find out and bring that information back to our viewers here.
Well, if it's going to be close, you got to think that this little bit of pacing is going to help anybody who's any doubt in their mind about making it to the end. Just about half of a fuel tank is what we're going to be running here, regulated by ChevTV. So I actually think we're going to be all right. I think they probably have about 5 or 6 laps to the good here.
I guess time will tell. And this is all dependent on what happens. Already several cautions in this one, so we'll kind of see what happens here in the last 10. Hopefully NASCAR doesn't get too ridiculous with their debris cautions, wink wink. But in the meantime, G. Allen Lewis going to lead them back down to the green flag. Justin Bolton again going to be starting on the inside. Dustin Langer, Jeff Ward, Justin Flores, Travis Finney, Cody Hackle, Eric Myers, and the green flag is out. Bolton spins the tires,
Ready,
so does Jeff Ward. Dustin Langer now up to the 3rd position.
Saw a bunch of guys dancing the rear ends there on the gas. Looks like we got a bunch of guys suffering the same thing on these restarts. So far, so good as we get through turns 1 and 2.
The 23 Justin Flores completes the pass on Jeff Ward. That's going to bring him up into the 4th position now. Jeff Ward right on his bumper. Jeff Ward, I got to tell you, he's made quite a bit of contact in this race, and I don't know that he's making friends. So he's going to drop back to the 5th position. Don't know what he took. I believe he actually made a 4-tire stop. So he's got the advantage over some of these guys out here.
Justin Flores in the 23 catching a small piece of the wall on the entry of turn number 1. Not going to affect him too badly. I don't think he hit it that hard. But he's going to be looking still pretty sporty, but don't look behind you. Jeff is all over his back end. He's going to be looking to make some moves pretty soon. as right behind them, looks like Travis Penny getting passed by the 39.
Cody Hackle now up to the 6th position. Travis on a 2-tire stop last time. Now a battle for the lead, though, as it looks like Allen going to shut the door.
Oh, Justin Bolton looking to possibly fake out Allen going into turn 1 and fake him low and then cross over high to get the preferred line. Allen Lewis having absolutely nothing of it. They got to run it single file, though. As soon as they start racing up there, that's going to open the door for Jeff and Justin straight behind him to start making their way back up towards the front. Here comes Dustin Lang underneath Justin Bolton now in turn number 3. And he's going to try to slide it in front of him on exit. Clears him up high out of 4. Dustin Langard P2 and has his sights set on that Hellman's machine. Number 4, Allen Lewis probably beating his heart at about 1,000,000 miles an hour right now, but that does not matter. We're getting down to 16 laps, and here comes Langard to the bottom. Trying to get that thing to stick.
He's going to go for the slide jump.
Oh, it's not going to work. Not quite positioned enough to do it. Bolton's going to take advantage of that little bit of an over-aggressive move. And Flores looking to actually do the same as well, but I don't think he's going to have that preferred line. Turn 3 does not work as well as 1 on the high side, but as I was going to say that, he proves me wrong, still sticking his nose up there, making it work.
Making the outside work. Looks like Dustin might lose another position here unless he can make it work, but don't look now. Bolton, again, all over the back bumper of G. Allen Lewis. G. Allen Lewis at the disadvantage over the guys behind him. G took 2 tires, said he was going to try to make it work. Oh, the 23 into the wall hard.
And it looks like Bolton was trying to clear the 23 there on the exit of the corner, and Travis Penny's going to get into the door. Oh, my goodness.
Penny in the wall hard. He's spinning down through 3 and 4, going to try to lock it up. Doesn't make contact with anybody else. He's going to back it down the racetrack. Good job to him not getting it into anybody else. Travis overreacted. Don't think he saw the 23 in the wall till the last second. Travis went down and just made contact and put himself back up into the wall.
I've got the replay fired up right now. I want you to look at what happened to the 23. It looks like Dustin actually neck-coated a little bit into the door of the 23. That sent Flores into the wall, and Flores is going to get caught up in the... Oh, wow. Yeah, he gets caught up in that gate. Problem with the iRacing service, just gets stuck in that gate, goes flying up into the air, and that'll just hold him right there. So we went from about 190 miles an hour to 0 in the blink of an eye.
Want to try to get a hold of currently 2nd place Justin Bolton, Austin Atkinson, Ian Plash up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
I got you.
You are beating, banging, and everything, but knocking the rear bumper off of that G. Allen Lewis machine. You think you can get past him here?
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun racing up here. Me, Dustin, and G all got, just about equal times in qualifying and practice. We were running together a little bit, so we should be good here at the end of the race. This should come down to real exciting for the fans here in chat. And I'm thinking I got something for him, but him being on those 2 tires, he's going to be able to hold the outside here pretty well. And just fighting a real tight condition in the center of the corner, just trying not to burn up the tires. So we got something, hopefully, for a good 10-lap run here at the end. But other than that, we should be good as long as they don't wreck.
Dustin Langer tried to pull the old slide job in turn 1 and 2. We saw you fly back by him after he'd passed you just a lap before. Doesn't look like the bottom line works that well here. I mean, what exactly do you do to try to set yourself up for a pass here?
Yeah, really, at the beginning of the race, I tried to really get off the corners better than these guys to try and get past them, but now they kind of figured out the trick here, and like you said, Dustin's dive bomb there didn't really work. G threw in the car in just about as hard as Dustin did and just tried to block that move, and Dustin had to get out of the gas, and he lost some ground there. So I tried to do a little bit of it in turn 3, just being real careful with that slide job, trying not to take out us both. So I don't know what I'm going to have to do here to pass G. He's got a fast car. I've got a fast car. Dustin's still there. Jeff Ward, he's been sleeping the whole time, but he's still back there in 4th, so it's going to be an exciting finish.
Absolutely. Well, before we let you get back down to the race in action, and there's anybody you want to throw a shout out to, anything, sponsors, anything like that?
Like I said, I got to thank these guys, G, Dustin, everyone in this room for keeping it relatively clean. We had a good run there at the beginning, but coming down here, we got to get everything going, and they're just getting a little impatient probably. But G's telling me to give a shout out to Ian's hot girl, and I got to thank you guys for putting this on.
Oh man. I don't know why he keeps saying Ian's hot girl. It's Ian's sister, my hot girl. But I'll let you get back down there to the race next. Good luck, buddy.
Yep, 10-4. Thanks, guys.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you guys.
Oh man.
Alright, well, Justin Flores has joined us over here in the Twitch TV chat. And by the way, to all you viewers out there, that chat function on the side is there for a reason. I want to hear from you guys. I want to see who's all up here with us tonight. Get in the conversation, join some questions for here in the booth. As a matter of fact, we're going to open it up to you guys right now before we get back to Green Flag Racing. If you have any questions for us up here in the booth, feel free to shout them out there in that Twitch chat, and we'll be more than happy to answer them for you. But yeah, tough break for you, Flores. We saw what happened there with the door netcode contact out of 2, and all kinds of slammage down the back straightaway, and that gate just ate up that 23 machine. So you showed him how to do it, man, and go out there and get him the next time. Looks like the pace car light should be going out this time by.
Did you just say show him how to do it and slammage in the same sentence?
You know, I think I might have. However, in context, they're different. So nobody edit that one and put those two parts of that sentence together, please. But regardless, yeah, that kind of happened.
I mean, because your sister is legal.
Okay, so we're going to get off that subject right now, and we're going to get ready to get back to some exciting racing action here at Vegas. We should have about 10 laps of racing when we get back to green.
Oh, man. So G. Allen Lewis still leading this one. I'm surprised he's held off Bolton and Langard as long as he did. We saw Langard go for the move of the race. I guess we would have called it had he actually made it. He went down into turn number 1, drove it in deep, and just couldn't quite make it work as Bolton drove back by. But Jeff Ward has, as Bolton said, been a sleeper so far in this one. But like you said, don't count him out. Jeff Ward's been fast. He's just been, well, in contact with other people pretty often so far.
Yeah, several times that car has been bumping into other cars. But hey, look at him now. He's still up there. Possibly, well, maybe he'll use it one more time, get to the lead. Racing is racing, and you got to do what you got to do, especially when the setup is so tight. It turns the track into a one-lane track, and you might have to use the bumper every once in a while, but hey, top 5 for Jeff. Let's see what he's got in these remaining 10 laps. Looking through the top 10, G. Allen Lewis still up front. Justin Bolton second. Dustin Langard third. Jeff Ward, as we mentioned, in fourth. Cody Hackle now up to the 5th position. Don't look out. Well, I should be saying look out for him. Not looking out for Cody Hackle might be your mistake if you're putting any stakes down on this race, because I tell you what, he's got a very strong machine. I think he is the sleeper.
Very well could be, as these guys getting those belts pulled tight one more time as we get ready to go racing here. Lap 40 fixing to come to completion. Pace car is going to whip, make that hard left down on the pit road where it belongs. G. Allen Lewis with the start, doesn't spin the tires, gets a great start. Dustin Langard going to try to stick the nose in under Jeff Ward. It looks like he did so for a moment, thought better of it. He's going to have the inside line down into turn number 1.
And by request, we're going to go on board with the number 9. That's Jeff Ward, who's now working his way up to the 3rd position, looking to possibly get around the number 54 machine here. He's the next car in his sights.
Yes, he is. Dustin Langard, however, just lost the spot to Cody Hackle.
Oh, we have a caution on the track.
Caution's out once again. Just when I thought we had finished the cautions, I was wrong. The 71 machine with heavy damage, several other cars with heavy damage. Looks like the 48 of Mark McFadden also with damage. These guys still wrecking out on the track.
Alright, so we got the replay up right now. We're going to try to investigate what happened here. 48 machine, I see him pretty slow through the exit of turn 2. 41's going to get to the inside of the 48. Travis Penny looking to follow as well. 41 gets loosened. Oh, Travis cuts right across the nose of the 71. 71 was running a little low. Travis Penny up and over. 42 once again in a wreck. 48 in it. 41 in it. About 5 cars piling up down the back straightaway.
So they stacked them up pretty good there, as it looks like Flores going to get a wave by here.
Yeah, Travis Penny definitely taking the brunt of the damage in that wreck, and he's going to pull that machine off and might be done for the remainder of this race.
Travis Penny used to taking a lot of things, and apparently in this one it's been damaged.
Ooh, shots fired. Alright, well, really quick, I'm going to go ahead and actually announce something over the driver chat right now. Give me 1 second. Alright guys, this is Ian Plash up in the booth. I forgot to mention this in the driver's meeting, but when there is a caution under 10 laps of racing to go, what we're going to do is the very next green flag is going to take us all the way to the end. Even if the caution comes out, you guys are all racing it to the very end. Regardless, top 3 get an interview here when we finish up this race. So next caution, if it does come out, just ignore it. We are racing it until the end of lap 50. Good luck, everybody. Alright, so drivers instructed to go ahead and race it to the very end of this race when there's a caution inside of 10 laps to go. I made that mistake by not telling them earlier. We should be still racing right now, but we're just going to go ahead and go with it and finish out this caution period and go green to the end.
So there you have it. Head admin and producer and button pusher and good lord, I can come up with 15 different titles for Ian Plash, aka Crash, Smash. I don't know. He's got so many nicknames now. I don't know what to do with him. He's pushing all the buttons, doing everything here for us tonight. So I got to give a big shout out to Ian for setting this whole thing up and well, for the debut of ChevTV here tonight.
It's been a blast so far. Been a pretty good show out there on the racetrack, barring these late race cautions, which are inevitable. They happen. But nothing but exciting racing action up and down this whole entire racetrack. I got to thank every single one of my admins out there. Of course, you, Austin Atkins, for putting this thing on. Twitch, of course. IRTVO is the overlay you are looking at right now. You can check them out in the iRacing forums. Completely free software. And I tell you what, I had a couple of issues with it earlier, but it is actually a pretty sweet machine to be using here when you're trying to broadcast some of your events live. It's pretty simple to use. And go ahead and give it a look up now if you guys want to possibly add these overlays to your own personal broadcast. I highly recommend it.
The officials having to contact Brian Kolb, getting a little bit aggressive under caution here. Telling him to kind of back it down just a little bit there as these guys trying to get everything lined back up. And NASCAR just going back over that caution, trying to see who was at fault, and it looks like Travis Penny once again deemed the responsible driver.
I tell you what, while we're still pacing, we got a little bit of time left. We're going to get a hold of the man of most recent conversation out here during the last few laps here, Jeff Ward. Let's see if we can get him on the radio. Hey, Jeff Ward, number 9 machine. This is Ian Plash up in the ChevTV booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jeff. Well, you have been making some pretty aggressive moves up there in the top 5, but you have been making it work. That car is no stranger to getting scraped up there out on the racetrack, but it is a very fun show to watch. How is your car, and with these remaining laps, do you think you're going to have what it takes to get around these 2 guys in front of you?
The car's pretty good. It's real hard to pass, so we've been kind of bouncing off each other, and when you get stuck on the bottom, you tend to drift right up into the guy on top of you if you ain't careful. So, guys in front of me are pretty fast. I don't think I got anything for them, but get the best shot I can.
Yeah, man. Well, we'll be watching you all the way to the end. Pace car lights are out. We got 1 more lap, so 5 laps is going to be all it takes, knowing that there's not going to be any more cautions leading up to the end of this race. Does that change your mentality of how you're going to attack these final few laps?
I'm just going to try to stay out of trouble and keep from taking anybody out, and maybe they'll get into each other or something, and we'll just see how it all ends up there.
All right, well, thank you for your time, Jeff Ward. Before we send you back into your cruise radio, would you like to thank anybody out here?
Yeah, it's been a great event. Thanks for having it.
Not a problem at all. Thank you for coming out. Good luck to you for the remainder of the race.
Thanks a lot.
All right, so here we go. 5 laps of racing action left at Las Vegas. No caution, so they wreck it or not. We are racing this thing all the way to the end of lap 50.
All the way to the end. Oh, yeah. Anyway, G. Allen Lewis gonna lead them back to the green flag once again. He's got well, 2 left side tires that are a lot more worn than some of these other guys. So we'll see what happens here. Can Bolton make the pass? G going on the pace car. Gets a great start, and he's going to pull it out to about 3 car length lead.
That's what he needed to do. He's only got 5 laps to go to hold off these guys I think with a good defensive drive, G. Allen Lewis can be the man to beat. Justin Bolton, no slouch either. Neither is Jeff Ward. He's going to really stick it down there in turns 1 and 2, but getting very loose on that bottom. He caught the apron a little bit. 39 to his outside.
Dustin Langert now stuck on the inside. We'll see what he can do in turn number 3. He's running a little bit higher. Yellow flag's out. These guys are going to continue on, however. As Dustin Langert had to check up a little bit. Don't know if he checked up because he forgot about the yellow or whether he didn't want to get into the 25. Langert's been dropping fast. Might have used everything up here, Ian.
Stuck on the bottom is not the right place to be, especially when you're here at Vegas when the high side is dominant for most of the part of these corners. However, 7 machine not going to be able to stick it in there very well, so that's going to give Dustin the advantage. He'll be back up to the 6th position now as we got all kinds of carnage down the back straightaway. They're going to be able to save it to the middle, to the back of the pack, but look up front. Justin Bolton up to the back bumper of G. Allen Lewis. He's got 3 laps. Can he do anything, and will he give him the bumper?
You'll absolutely see Bolton give G the bumper if it comes down to it. These guys are teammates, but at the same time, they have a good level of appreciation when it comes to each other's driving ability, and they both know that they can do so without causing too much mayhem. Jeff Ward almost up into the wall. Bolton now looking to the inside of G. Allen Lewis. We may have a new leader and possibly a race winner.
Bolton has the preferred line going through turns 3 and 4. G. Allen is going to stick it in there as hard as he can. He's doing a pretty good job. Almost catches the wall on it too. Bolton's still there. And hey, look who's behind him. Cody Hackle in that 39 machine. He's going to go ahead and try to look to the outside of Justin Bolton. Bolton does not have the preferred lines through turns 1 and 2. 2 laps of racing to go. Bolton's going to have to back it off, and he's going to have to try to take another angle of approach to get around the number 4 machine. 39 is actually going to deny him exit of corner 2. 39 to second place. Oh boy, Cody Hackle looking to be the man to beat here with 1.5 laps to go. It could be anybody's race here in this top 3.
Cody Hackle now up to the 2nd position. He's working the outside. He's got the preferred line. He's going to clear Justin Bolton maybe before they get to turn 1. No, he's going to have to check up to stay behind Lewis. Does he make contact with Lewis?
Oh, Allen throws the block. Justin Bolton going to throw it to the inside as hard as he can. He's not going to be able to get that thing to stick to the exits of corner number 2. Hackle is there, and he's all over the back of Allen Lewis. This is going to be a dogfight. Take us home, Austin.
See what happens here down into turn number 3. Cody Hackle side by side with Justin Bolton. He's going to get to the outside. He's going to push it pedal to the floor. Can he hold it?
Oh, there comes Bolton to the inside.
Contact.
3 wide at the line.
Lewis gonna make it.
Wow.
What a finish. Cody Hackle gonna finish 2nd. The split, though, between those guys, they were all right there within 500ths. Yes, I said 500ths of a second, Ian.
Wow, look at that finishing result. Allen Lewis comes home with the win. Cody Hackle makes an amazing late race charge. He'll grab that 2nd position. Justin Bolton to 3rd. Jeff Ward holds on strong for 4th. Brian Kolb 5th. Blake Burcroft 6th. Milik Kuntz in 7th. Scott Simley, didn't talk much about him all night long. He's always got a pretty strong car. He'll actually end up finishing in the 8th position. Bart, the dude that I'm not going to try to attempt the name, will finish in 9th. Wow, what a good race.
Ooh, hitting the wrong key there. There we go. Yeah, absolutely a great race here and a heck of a finish. And I think you pretty well called the fact that well, Cody Hackle had a little more under the hood than we called early on. Cody Hackle came back and had a heck of a finish there. So hats off to those guys, and I tell you what, for the first race here on ChevTV, that was an absolute blast, and we'll get some of the bugs worked out that we experienced early on, and well, things can only go up from here, Ian.
That was a very exciting finish there, and I could not be any happier with the result. Got to thank every single one of these drivers out here as well putting on this event. Hey, we put on the event, they put on the show, that's for sure, and that was nothing short of fantastic. What a great finish in the top 3.
Absolutely it is, and I know you want to go ahead and try to get a few interviews in with these guys, so why don't we go ahead and try to do so.
Yeah, let's go ahead and grab our 3rd place finish for Justin Bolton.
Justin Bolton finally climbing out of the car. Justin, a heck of a finish.
Yeah, that was definitely a whale of a finish right there. Hopefully put on an exciting race for the fans there. I hope you all liked it. Yeah, had a little bit of an advantage on the 4 tires there and thought I was going to be able to capitalize in the last closing laps there, but just got outdrove by G there. He did a great job staying on the hanging on the outside there, and held me and Cody off. I don't know where Cody started on that last restart, but he came out of nowhere and was up there fighting for the lead. Gave Alan a little push coming down the backstretch, and that got him clear of me, and that sealed the deal for him to win the race. But like I said, he did a great job on the outside there, and that was a lot of fun to race those two.
Yeah, Cody started back, I believe it was like the 5th or 6th position. Kind of came out of nowhere, surprised us. Ian called it earlier and said he might be someone to watch. And, you know, had Cody not been there, I think you'd had a little bit more track to work with, and you might have been able to find a way to get around Alan there. But with Cody to your outside, it just kind of made it hard to utilize the track there. But, again, a heck of a race there and a heck of a finish. Hopefully we'll see in another one of the TV events. But hats off to you. Before we let you get back over to the hauler and get a shower, because, well, let's just be honest, you don't smell too great right now. Is there anybody you want to thank? Any shout-outs, sponsors?
Yeah, I got to thank you guys for putting this on. That was a lot of fun racing here at ChevTV. Hopefully we can have another one coming up here soon, or maybe tomorrow, whatever. But, yeah, thanks again to you guys. That was a lot of fun, and the qualifying deal especially was real cool, and you guys did a great job up here in the booth commentating all night. And I got to thank G for racing me clean, Cody for keeping it clean, and, you know, not putting either of us on the wall there. And, yeah, like I said before, that was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, that's Justin Bolton coming home with the Monster Energy Chevrolet. Going to be finishing 3rd here tonight. Only 100th of a second between him and 2nd place, and only 500ths of a second between him and the leader of G, Alan Lewis. I believe Ian Plash may have caught up with your 2nd place finisher of Cody Hackle.
And we'll see what we have here. Cody Hackle in the number 39 coming out of his racing machine right now. Cody, I actually was calling it quite a bit from a good majority of that race that you might be the guy to beat coming down to the end. You made a very strong charge. What did you need to get around those two?
More grip. I don't know. They were obviously really fast. You know, the 54, Justin got stuck on the bottom. He was making a charge too, and it looked like Alan was able to hold him down, and I was able to get around Justin to the line. But it was a fun race.
Yeah, you guys out there put on a terrific show for us at the finish. Yeah, coming down to those closing laps, you restarted somewhere within like the top 5, top 10 even. I didn't quite catch a tab. I think it was 5th place on that final restart. And as soon as that caution came on, we noticed your car's coming to start charging there. Was it just a little too tight for you, as you were mentioning earlier, or like what was the car doing on you?
Yeah, I mean, I could help that by backing up my entries into the corner to get it to roll through the center without getting tight and kind of get. But I would have liked to see what it would go like if I would ever got out front. But you know, those guys, they earned it. They were fast.
Yeah, you put on one terrific event, my man. Congratulations on your 2nd place finish here on the inaugural ChevTV broadcast. Real quick before we send you back to your crew, would you like to thank anybody here?
Yeah, just the competitors and you guys for allowing us to put on our show. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming out. We do appreciate it. That was Cody Hackle, your 2nd place finisher, and I believe Austin Atkinson has caught up with your 1st place finisher, G. Alan Lewis.
We have caught up with G. Alan Lewis down here in Victory Lane. G, it's Austin Atkinson, Ian Plash once again. How you doing, buddy?
Oh man, doing pretty good.
Heck of a finish there. You were somehow, some way, as much as it pains me to say it, able to outdrive the two guys behind you there of Bolton and Hackle. And I gotta say, hats off to you there.
Yeah, thanks. Came in and got a couple special set of tires, if you know what I mean. And no, I'm just kidding. We came in and I slid. I'll be honest with you, and I was telling these guys, and they was getting a kick out of it. I slid through my pit stall by about 20 freaking feet, and I was like, okay, if I stay here and take 4, I'm gonna be like 30th. So I backed up and got 2, barely made it out in front. And then once, you know, a couple laps went by, I was like, okay, maybe this is going to work out. So just, you know, thank iRacing for giving us a crappy deal. It's the only way I won. So it's 1-lane track, too tight, everything. So, well, hey, I won, and everybody's got the same product. So clean air is everything, I guess.
Clean air apparently was everything in this one, and well, it seems to just happen that way a little too often. But it was a great race here at Vegas, and for the first event with Chev TV. I'd have to say it was a pretty fun one to watch, and I'm glad you got the win here tonight. Hopefully more of these events will be rolling around, and we'll try to put those out, make those a little more public in the future. This was kind of a last-second deal here tonight, but can we expect to see you in future events?
Oh yeah, I mean Ian does a great job of broadcasting this, and we was all in the channel, and I was getting ready to play League of Legends, I think, and he's like, "Hey man," you know, he's telling everybody we're gonna do a race, whatever, and I was like, "Yeah, we'll go race with like 11 or 12 people, no problem." And then next thing I know, we're doing open qualifying with 40 people in the server, so apparently he knows what to do. He knows how to get the people in, so good job to him. The broadcast was great from what I'm hearing. Just gotta thank all my teammates: John Gregorio, Ian Blanchard, Dustin Langer, Justin Bolton, Eric Myers, Travis Penny, Austin Atkinson, Ian himself. So a lot of people, and man, it's so much fun. I cannot believe I held him off like that. It was nerve-wracking to say the least. Huh?
Well, I don't know what a League of Legends is, but I know
okay.
me and Ian Flash are
That's something you're very bad
already.
at. That's something you're terrible at. Real bad.
That's Alan Lewis coming off tonight with a big win, able to hold off.
Thanks, guys.
There at the end, we're gonna let him
hold on.
celebrate with crew.
Hold on, I'm not done. And I'd like to also thank iRacing for placing the Victory Lane girl with yours truly.
Oh hey!
I'm just kidding.
More hate crime on Ian.
Hey, listen, I'm just upset because he's lucky. Look at him. So I'm jealous, right? But you guys did a good job of broadcasting the race, and I appreciate it, and a lot of fun. And shout out to all the viewers out there. Hopefully we get more next race.
Have a good night, Alan. Oh,
peace out,
man.
Girl Scout.
So off he goes, Ian, and I gotta say, once again, heck of an event here tonight. I'm glad we got to do this thing, and I know in the future we're definitely gonna look to bring a better broadcast than we had tonight. Tonight, just kind of a test deal, seeing what we could put out, and well, hopefully it wasn't too bad for those of you out there, and in the future, things can only go up from here.
And not gonna lie, there were a couple of bugs here and there, but all in all, from what I'm seeing, everybody seems to think it was actually pretty good. So yeah, I think it was actually pretty successful, and I cannot wait to put on some more of these. Now, really quick before we continue on here and go ahead and let you all go for the night, I got to thank IRTVO for making this amazing program. You can check them out at their own website, which I don't have. I'm terrible at preparing for these things, so forgive me. So go ahead and check them out. They're also in the iRacing members forum, so make sure you check them out. This is a free download, easy to use, fun to use. And I'm not going to lie, it helps put on one heck of a terrific event here on ChevTV. Also, we got to thank XSplit, Twitch TV, you, Austin Atkinson, for helping me putting this on. Every single one of these drivers who came out tonight. What a terrific show. Thank you, thank you, thank you to every single one of you. Austin, any last words before we go off the air?
No, not at all. Thanks for putting it on. Glad we got to get the race in tonight, and running a little late, but hey, there's another one to come.
All right, well, that's it for us here tonight. We'll see you next time here live on twitch.tv/RARChevette. If you haven't already, hit that follow button. Also check you out at youtube.com/RARChevette. Practically daily content uploaded there. A lot of it's going to be coming down to many of these broadcasts as well. So, well, just once again, thank you for everybody watching. I really do appreciate it. And try to get out here for the next one. You saw what you missed from this race. It was terrific. So get yourselves out there for this next event. And I promise you're going to have yourself a absolutely fantastic time. So for everybody over here at the ChevTV crew and Galaxy Motorsports, I'm Ian Plash alongside with my partner Austin Atkinson. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. We'll be catching you next time. Take care now.